Into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of... Here we go. Into the mind of Dan and Dave.
Off we go.
Into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of...
Hey! God.
All right, are you ready?
Off we go.
You ready now? Off we go.
Into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind of Dan and Dave, into the mind...
Welcome to the Dan and Dave Mindset. My name's Dan.
I'm Dave. How you doing?
Great, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey.
Go ahead.
All right. So, Dave, what's on your mind?
What is on my mind? What were we talking about?
Products,
Products.
services.
Well, not services.
I don't know. Well, anything, things that people get excited about.
Well, not really excited. Well, look forward to.
Okay.
Release.
Release dates. There we go.
Can this be anything? This can be anything, right?
I think so. In this case, what inspired us about this earlier,
Right.
we
Yeah.
were on the Xbox, and they had this little thing, like,
Advertisement.
yeah, it said, try out the Xbox One.
Yeah, try out the Xbox One.
Yeah. So it turns out it's
Misleading.
not truly an offer for everybody.
False advertisement.
Yeah. Which I assumed it would be because I'm like, what are they going to do? Send me one for a little bit?
Exactly.
Try it out.
Yeah,
I'll send it back.
that's right.
Except I'd forget to send it back.
Because if you could just download it, then just download it.
Right. Can't do it, though.
Exactly.
It's a piece of hardware. So, we watched this thing. Basically, they're doing this... Microsoft's got this big campaign. They're going all over the country, apparently, and bringing in geeks from all over the place to come in and have a sneak peek at the Xbox One. And there's this huge line of people out and waiting to get into this thing, all exuberant and just losing their minds, geeked out.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's about 30-to-1 male to female ratio in the line there. Basically, then they're interviewing these people, and they're like, "Oh, I tried the game out, and the guy's like, I wish I could quit my job and go on tour with you guys."
Yeah.
And he's an adult.
Well,
Guy who's in his 20s.
technically speaking.
Yeah, okay. Physically, he's an adult. And just going nuts about, like, oh, I can't wait till this thing comes out, and I'm just gonna play these games and all this stuff. And like, I don't remember the last time that I was that excited about the release date of something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, all right, I can't wait to see this movie, or I can't wait to, like, I get kind of excited about, like a cool movie coming out,
Mhm.
like, but not like where I could genuinely express that sort of emotion about it, like, be like, I'm so excited, I just can't hide it,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, what about you?
Yeah, I was more like that, I guess, as like a kid or whatever. Like, I guess like toys or something like that.
Yeah. Like, what?
Oh. But like, yeah, TV shows and stuff like that, I get excited about that. I do. Again,
Right, but how
waiting,
excited?
waiting for not that excited. You know what I mean? I mean,
Is
I'm glad that they're there. Like when they show, like I said again, the whole Netflix thing. Like when
Yeah.
they show up on Netflix, I'm like, all right. And I get to like when The Walking Dead season 3 came out on Netflix, I was like, all right. Or the new episodes of like Psych come out. Those I look forward to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like products, stuff like that, like people like are like the new iPhone.
Yeah.
Like people are like seriously like very, very excited over this new iPhone coming out. I'm just like, I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. It can't be that big of a deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a phone.
Yeah.
Can't be that much greater than what you've already, you know what I mean?
I do.
And now they got the new one, the Sony, I think, where it's actually a watch, a new watch phone.
Oh yeah,
Have you
is
seen
it
that?
Sony or
I think it's, I don't know, Samsung or
something?
whatever. But
Yeah.
that is, I'm sure it'll take off because it's like a gimmick, you know what I mean? But I don't see
Well-
how that is.
Is it the phone or is it just an accessory for your phone?
I
'Cause
think
I don't
it's-
see how it can do.
I think it's a phone. I
It's-
could be wrong.
How would you want that to replace like? I mean, the display's tiny.
Yeah.
Like we don't like tiny displays anymore.
And they were even showing how there's a camera on it. And you like you turn your hand and you could like take a picture of yourself.
Oh, that'll come in handy for
Yeah.
a lot of selfies.
Yeah. It's
You know, and actually, we're coming up pretty soon on the 1 year anniversary of this show.
really?
Yeah, that'll be December.
Really?
Beginning of December ish.
Wow.
Yeah, and yeah, because it was the beginning of December, and it was around Black Friday when we started the show, and we had our whole thing about being in that traffic and everything.
That's right.
That is an example of people who are just overly excited about
Yeah.
products.
Right.
Like I mean I know what you mean about like certain shows coming out. Like I remember like seeing a cliffhanger. I'll be like, oh man, what happens next? Like I get excited about that, wondering what's going on. But I honestly can't recall the last time I was like, I can't wait to find out what happens. Like I have said it, but not so you would believe that I literally can't wait to do it.
Right.
Like these guys in this thing, I feel like they are going to do nothing until it happens because until
Yeah.
this Xbox One is in their hands.
Uh-huh.
They're like, oh, the controller felt so good. And I looked at it. It looks like the same controller.
Exact same
And
thing.
in fact, that was the thing about it where I was like, I'm glad that they're going to keep the controller because
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of video games, but I need that controller because
Uh-huh.
that's the one that's always felt comfortable to me. But I'm not going to lose, any sleep over it, But yeah, I mean, like this is the sort of mentality that leads to the sorts of like tragic things that happen on like a day like Black Friday when people are overly excited about stuff. And I
I think
know.
that's more deals though. Like
I mean, it's rooted in the same thing though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, isn't that like isn't part of it? Do new products come out that day? Like, don't they want to launch all their new best stuff around then? Around then, anyway.
I don't know.
I remember.
I always thought it was just like just trying to get just another gimmick sale day.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a gimmicky sales day where they do a huge sale on a few.
Well, I think they do
few
that,
hot
like
items
some
or
of the launch things, or something's already been launched, and you're like,
Yeah.
hey, just whatever, or all that kind of stuff.
Well, like I remember when the first Droid came out when I was working at Verizon, and we had all this all this new signage that had to go up the night before, and it was this big deal. Like we'd been Verizon had been hyping it for a long time before that, and like it was one of those things where like everything has to be perfect. Like bigwigs are going to come around and make sure that we have all this stuff done right, which was another thing I never really understood. Like in our stores, the managers would freak out when the bigwigs were going to come around, and like make sure you're doing everything right. And then we'd be like, aren't we doing everything right every day anyway? Like, why do we need to behave differently when the bigwigs show up? And what bigwigs want to come to a place and not get a true picture of what their workers are like? Do I really want to come into a store to find out that the manager that I've got running my store has whipped everybody up into a different kind of frenzy than they're capable of any other time?
Right.
I want to see what they're really like, so I know what kind of business to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But the Verizon bigwigs thrived on that, like feeling like royalty walking into a place.
Yeah.
Bunch of weird people, and like wanting everybody fawning all over them and like, oh, like we're doing all these things to, make you money. Are you pleased with us?
Yeah.
Are we okay in your eyes,
Right.
sir?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm not either. I could never get into it. I had a real hard time. I can't, I don't know. Your accomplishments mean nothing to me. I wasn't there for any of them. You don't seem like a good person.
I'm not a big fan of the you think you're better than me.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't think you're better than me, these people think you're better than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your manager thinks that the guy from corporate is better than you.
Yeah.
Or better than him. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's like, dude, give me a break.
Yeah. I feel like he's better at certain things, and which is why he has that job.
But the whole
So hopefully.
I remember like when the Wii first came out, wasn't
Yeah.
it like when it got launched? That wasn't a Black Friday, was it?
Maybe not. I mean, it's all around the holidays, though.
Right. But I remember like people were like camping in tents
Yeah.
outside of stores.
Yeah.
Camping in tents outside of stores, and this is close to winter because they usually release that stuff around Christmas all the time.
Yeah.
And people were camping in tents outside of stores in the freezing cold because they wanted a Wii.
Yeah.
So you can't, do you realize that they're going to keep making this thing?
Yeah.
And like a month later, you could still get it. You have to have the first one to come. I mean, give me a, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like, dude,
If you wait a month. Like, I mean, there were people selling them
there'll
for,
be
like,
more and they'll probably be cheaper.
Yeah, there were people buying up the ones when they first came out, selling them for 5 times the MSRP.
And people bought them.
And people bought them.
Yep.
You're like, if you wait till January 1st.
Well, they even did that like back in the day when it from what I recall, the first huge one was Elmo.
That's the first one
And
that
this
I
is
remember.
and this is okay. This is these are people that don't want it themselves. They want it for them kids.
Yeah.
For them kids, they want it for their kids, and they'll go out there and they're like waiting in line for this crap. They can't get one. So what do? They go. People buy them up and they sell them for even more money, and parents
Yeah.
go out there and buy that.
Yeah. First of all, what have you done wrong that you have a child that can't wait until something's reasonably priced?
Yeah.
And what have you done wrong that you are bowing to that need or
buy your
want,
kid-
that desire?
Buy your kids love,
Yeah,
basically.
I guess. Ultimately, if you got to buy your kids love, first of all, they don't really love you, and you don't really love them.
Well, I don't agree with that, but
Really? Why? Have you tried to buy your kids love?
no. But I'm saying I wouldn't. I would say that people that do that, I don't think they don't love their kids. I just think they. What?
Okay, fine. I'm not saying that you don't love them.
Right.
But you don't love them enough that you can't. That you don't love them enough that you don't need to not buy their love.
I just. Well,
How about that?
Well, I think that people like that, I mean, unfortunately don't know how to express their love properly. You know what I mean? And for them to express their love is to give, to show they're going out of their way to give these, their kids stuff, which is a bad way to, I'm not saying it's bad love or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it's a bad way to show your kids how things really should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my daughters know that I will give them whatever I can.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to go out of my way for ridiculous stuff because they want it, because I know, because I'm pretty confident to know that my daughters know that I love them.
Yeah.
That I don't have to go out of my way to get this ridiculous stuff to prove to them that I love them. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I was talking in more of an extreme situation where and I had it pictured in my head, but like, let's take an example. Let's take the Wii. Like, there's some parent out there that feared that if they did not buy this thing at, 5 times the cost or whatever, if they didn't spend, $8,000 or whatever, I don't know, how, like $3,000 to get this thing now, that their kid was not going to love them.
Right.
Because they couldn't or didn't get it.
Yeah.
And that kid, presumably in this case, would be the kind of kid that would give them that impression because of things in the past.
Yeah, it's manipulation.
It's manipulation. And I'm just saying that, well, I will say, if you have to manipulate somebody, anybody that you're willing to manipulate, you don't love them, in my opinion. If you're willing to manipulate somebody, then you don't love them.
Right.
Because if you love somebody, you're not going to manipulate them.
Or you just don't know any better.
Maybe you don't know any better, but that also means that you don't know how to love somebody. You know?
Well, it's a tricky...
What?
It's a tricky
if that's the only thing you got is manipulating one way or the other, or bending to that manipulation, if that's the only thing that you have, then you know, like in that case, that parent doesn't know how to love their kid, and that kid doesn't know how to love their parent, and doesn't know how to be loved by their parent, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know how to be loved by their kid.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I buy stuff for people that I love, and it's motivated out of love, but it's not the only way that I show it.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and if that's the only thing you got, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
That's
I'm the same way. I'm not a rich guy at all. You know what I mean? So but I'm a gift giver. I like to give people gifts if I can. You know what I mean? And
my favorite pen.
And
it's a pen that Dave got me in Japan, and I love it very much.
Thank you.
But I would love you even if you hadn't gotten it for me.
But like
even though when I lost the hat, you no longer loved me for a while.
That's not true.
All right.
Anyway, but I you know, they have the whole love language thing or whatever. One of my things is, well, I think I have two of them. One is like, you know, they do the quality time kind of thing.
Yeah.
And gift giving. I like to give, like, if I see something that I look around, I see it, and it reminds me of somebody, or if I'm just in a place where I want to get them like a, you know, token from that certain place, like when I, you know, anytime whenever I go to the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get stuff for people just to show that I was thinking
you were
of them.
thinking about them.
I was thinking of them. Not that I wanted to show them that I bought them something, but to show them I was thinking of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if anywhere I go, like when I went to when I was in Japan, I mean, I saw that pen, I thought of you with the
little pad of paper.
the drawing, the paper that was with it, like the samurai guy.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I should get that for Dan. And then I saw, of course, I always get my daughters something.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean, they're my daughters. I mean, it's not extravagant or expensive, but I just wanted to know I was, you know, thinking of them.
I can't use this pen without thinking about you.
That was not the purpose, but...
But that's a byproduct of, you know.
But, like I have, you know, a lot of family where I can't, you know, Christmas comes around, birthday, I can't buy them anything. I highly doubt they think I don't love them because I didn't get them a gift. You know what I mean?
Well, and I mean...
But which is what I think what you're saying, and I agree that there are people like that.
Well, you know, and this all brings up an interesting thing, too. It's like a gift that is given well and received well is something like this pen, where, like, you know, you gave it to me to tell me that you know, to show that, you know, that I mattered to you while you were in another country.
Right.
And I enjoy it. Not only does it write really well, it's not an extravagant pen, but it works well. Mm-hmm. And when I use it, I'm reminded of the fact that I'm like, hey, Dave got me this pen. Mm-hmm. It's in my head somewhere in there. The kid that, the Wii kid, he's not thinking about his parent every time he uses that thing, or she, or whatever, you know? They're just like, oh, I'm playing my game on my Wii, you know? I got really weird for a while of, like, using the word my with stuff for a little while. I'm like, that's my, you know, whatever. Like, I felt really uncomfortable with that for a couple of years. Not that long ago. Started feeling really funny about, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, my TV or my car, it's my hat, you know, like, I felt weird. I don't know if I can describe it.
The thing is, though, I fall into that as well, the whole money thing. Mm-hmm. Because if I do get a gift for somebody or whatever, I worry that they're going to think...
It's cheap.
I'm being cheap. Yeah. Like, wow, thanks, man.
Well,
that sort of thing, you know what I mean? And there's people that I've gotten stuff for, and it's not expensive or anything, but they actually appreciate the thought, and that matters a lot to me. Yeah. Like, even your mom, when I got your mom the fan from the Philippines, sent me a thank you card and everything, and all that kind of stuff, and the things she wrote in it, that was like, and it wasn't extravagant or anything like that, but I appreciated her acceptance of it, you know what I mean? Her reception of it. It was cool.
Yeah, you weren't there when Dave gave it to me to give to her. And yeah, you weren't there, but like, you know, I gave it to her in the little bag that you bought it in and everything, and she like pulled it out of the bag, and she opened it up and like fanned herself with it and everything, and she liked it. looked at it and
Good.
examined the art on it because it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. And I don't know what she's done with it now. It's probably in the trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But, you know. No, I mean, honestly, it was like, I don't know if you were aware of that, but it was like a very good kind of gift for her. Like, she's
yeah, she wrote. She's always she's wanted a fan like that.
Yeah.
She wrote in. Yeah.
Because she used to have some fans like that, and she had them. I don't know if she had them. I feel like she had them up on her wall or something. But yeah, I don't know. It's like it's right up her alley. So I mean, you picked something very apt for her, and you know.
But my mom was like that with me growing up.
Yeah.
Like she was a gift person,
Yeah.
and I was a bit spoiled.
Yeah.
I mean, not spoiled where like I got anything I wanted, but I got to the point where it was like I thought I deserved
Yeah.
stuff. I feel horrible now.
You know.
But I mean, I'm going to stick up for myself and not stick up for myself. But I was a kid.
Yeah.
But still, even now, I think about back then. I'm like, I was a kid. But then I think there's no excuse for being that materialistic.
Yeah.
To a single mom at the time, my dad wasn't around and stuff like that. So
You know, well, and I think about that too, because while I say that, this whole thing about not knowing how to love and be loved and all that, I mean, there was a time when I was, a child, and we're all greedy little monsters on one level, and I mean, when I was saying that, I'm talking about a very specific subset of people, like the person who's so afraid that their kid's going to hate them that they have to spend several $1,000s on a Wii.
right.
I don't actually know anybody like that. I don't think I know of somebody that's that bad that
They're
way.
out there.
I know that they're out there. I'm thinking of all the people that I've ever come into contact with, I'm not sure that any of them fit into that category.
Gotcha.
So I wasn't talking about anybody specific there.
Right. I agree. I don't know anybody personally that's except for me when I was a kid.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I don't even
feel
think.
that way.
But then again,
I'm sure that that's not actually true about you.
But then again, yeah, I don't think I was that bad.
Yeah, I don't, because I can't believe that your mom was that bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
I know that she wasn't buying your love.
No.
Just from stories I've heard about her.
Right.
I know that that's not true.
Right.
And like any of us who ever got some very nice gifts from their parents at any time could attempt to apply that to themselves at that point. But it's mostly not true. Yeah. So just for the record, I was exaggerating a little bit to prove my point.
Right.
To make my point, not prove my point, but to make my point.
Right.
I know that I do know some people that are really bad about it. But not to the point where it's literally, like that bad. I don't know. But I remember, like, I watched some home movies, like us at Christmas time as kids or whatever. And, like, on me, at least once or twice, on me and each of my brothers, I saw some things that seemed really ugly to me now.
Really?
Yeah. Just like, I don't know. This is, I still feel like, just thinking about it, I feel horrible. I don't even remember what this is the thing, too. I don't even remember what the context of the situation was. There's this, I don't know, I'm like 4, maybe, in this home movie I saw, and, like, my mom did something that pissed me off, and I, like, smacked her on the arm. And, like, I was mad. And, like, I think the video stopped for a few minutes, like...
As your dad beat you?
Yeah, I probably got a nice...
Just kidding.
Nice spanking, though, I'm sure. I had it coming,
Right.
But, like, watching that, I'm like, like, I know how much effort both my parents put into, like, making... Like, Christmas was always, like, pretty awesome. And even if there wasn't... Even in the lean years...
Right.
It was still, like, an awesome time. And, like, I know that they put a lot of effort into that. And I know that now. And I know that I didn't appreciate it as much then. Or maybe at all. Like, like, I don't know, when I was 4, I probably didn't appreciate it at all. I was just like, hey, all my stuff that I had coming to me.
That's right.
Look at all this. This is, You know, like,
My paycheck for the year.
hey, this is my bonus. Christmas bonus for Dan for being cute. And saying funny stuff once in a while. Getting into mischief. But it's cute. Yeah, man, like, feel guilty. I feel so guilty about things that I've done as a child when I think back.
Me too.
But, and I shouldn't, I probably shouldn't. But it's like, it's things where I know that I knew better. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got on the topic. What was the topic?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's
the topic is what we made it.
That's
it's a short one from us.
That's right. Well, it's up there a little bit. That's classic Dan and Dave mindset style topic talking for you. And so as that I've just hinted at, you've been listening to the Dan and Dave mindset, and you've been listening to me, Dan,
and me, Dave.
And that's it for us.
Peace. No, you gotta end it right. You've been
okay. So you've been listening to the Dan and Dave mindset. I'm Dan.
I'm Dave. Peace.